Gen Z and this 4B movement first. That stands for the 4 no's. It is a radical boycott of women from things like marriage and sex. So they refuse to date men, they refuse to get married to men, they refuse to have sex with men, they refuse to have children with men. 4B is shorthand for 4 Korean words.
No dating, no sex, no marriage, and no childbirth especially. Now in Korea, these 4 words, or at least the 4 words for these actions, start with the letter B, hence the 4B movement.
Posts on X that have hundreds of thousands of likes, so I'm not just cherry picking strange feminists online. These are Americans who are reacting to Donald Trump winning, saying things like this. Ladies, we need to start considering the 4B movement.
A world without men. The 4B movement is a protest against the patriarchy where you abstain from sex with men as a woman, you abstain from childbirth, you abstain from marriage, you abstain from romance. If they want to take over our bodies, don't let them have it.
Not that my content reaches a lot of men because I have an IQ of 130, but I want the men in this country to know that half the female population, we're dry. We're probably gonna stay dry. I'm dry as a desert, baby, and I don't want it to change. Yeah, we're not gonna like you anymore. You understand that? Like, it doesn't matter if you take away abortion. Like, we'll wanna have your babies even less, right? Even if you take away contraception, like, women are really good at celibacy because you guys are actually a threat to us. So we have a lot less to gain from you. So yeah, 4B all the way.
There is not a single ounce of affection that a man will get out of me after this election. I'm not dating men, I'm not sleeping with men, I'm not talking to men. Y'all lost that privilege.
All I have to say is good luck getting laid. Especially in Florida, because me and my girlies are participating in the 4B movement. That's my next plan.
Okay, like, if y'all hate women that much, I hope you never get again. Like, y'all hate us this much? Okay, you better not come into my like, oh, you just sent pics, da-da. Yeah.
I don't think you all understand that, like, that was the point from the beginning. Don't engage in consensual sex when a very real possible consequence of that is having a child. I've seen so many videos saying, do men realize that now they're gonna have to wear condoms? They weren't before. You weren't making them before. Even if you're on birth control, girl, what are you doing? That's crazy to me, that you're having sex with a man that you're not married to, not dating, not whatever, and letting him just raw dog it. And now you're saying, if you're gonna have to wrap it up, like, ma'am, why weren't you doing that before? That is the entire point. So yes, please participate in 4B. Thank you. Maybe abortion rates will go down substantially. Crazy idea. Thank you.
Now I guess American women are taking that on in Trump's America because they're scared about their rights being taken away, specifically their right to abortion. And this is sort of retribution for the fact that many men voted for Donald Trump.
Global realignment of young men across the world, far more conservative than their female peers, and becoming so. Consider that in the US, in the UK, and Germany, there is now a nearly 20% spread between Gen Z men and women in conservative versus liberal identification. In other developed countries like South Korea, for reference, the split is even more pronounced, as those of you can see. Data not included in the chart, though, shows that the same holds true in places like Poland, Tunisia, and China. So in other words, it's a global trend encompassing the West and the East.
Age, we know that the boys are going right.
And
the girls are going left.
Is
that
because the young men are feel hopeless? It feels like the push has been to give women a push, and it's come at the expense of men or young men.
Absolutely. A lot of young men, I think, definitely feel like the girl power stuff is disproportionate and that boys are disenfranchised in society today. I think the left right now really panders to some more female proclivities to be more empathetic and emotional and want to protect people and do the right thing and be charitable. And so I do think that there is almost a feminization of the left wing.
Save your ass, MAGA dude.
Thank you so much. We love you so much.
I don't love you.
But we love you.
I don't love you.
I hope God helps you.
I do not want your love. I want you to find yourself in a Princess Diana car accident.
Really? But why? We love you.
I'm crashing out. I'm crashing out.
I'm done, okay? I blew up on this godforsaken clock app when I was like 19 or 20 years old, okay, back then. Keep in mind, it has been 4 to 5 years and life has hit me like a truck, okay? I'm no longer the stupid brainwashed liberal that I used to be when I was 19. And I am being hated on so much for simply changing sides. And I'm done. I'm so tired of my old fan base. I don't give a about your identity politics. I voted for Trump and I hate fat people.
The fact that you're the type of person that would actually hate somebody because of who they voted for shows me exactly who you are. I don't want to know you anyway. And I don't want to be friends with you either. So the feeling is very mutual. And it's not because of who you voted for, it's because of how you carry yourself. Who you vote for or what you decide to do with your life means nothing to me. That's your own personal choice. In America, this is a free country and you can choose to vote or do whatever you want to do with your personal life.
Welcome, polite savages, to another Tip Reacts. By now, we all know the results, and the women on the left, and I'm not even talking about the normal ones, I'm talking about the overly left-leaning, almost extreme type of liberalism that I've ever seen. Illogical, unreasonable, downright petty and mean for anyone to disagree with them. I mean, I want you to all think about this. The ones that are even-tempered, even-keeled. You got your own reasons why you voted the way that you did. And honestly, you don't gotta explain yourself to anybody how you chose what you did and how you feel about the whole situation with the insanity and corruption and madness. Where you, my friend, well, maybe I'm just talking to myself, but I think there's some of you out there that are on the moderate side of the fence. You could go either way, and I'm not gonna tell you what to say and what to do. That's all up to you. But it's straight asinine. Complete idiocracy, lame. When these dames out here are trying to shame us for our choice.
How could you vote for anything but your own party? It was third-party voters, you guys. It was third-party voters. Day after the election, I was like, I'm not gonna be mad at third-party voters because look at the totals here. Look at the totals. Like, they didn't make an impact. Yeah, they did. Yes, they did. They voted for their third party for president, and then they voted with Democrats for everything else. So I take it back. I hate all of you.
Well, it's happening. The family wants to know what I'm doing for the holidays. I'm gonna be here with my dogs and my daughter, who is of childbearing age and now has to get an IUD at 17 years old. And I'm gonna be here with my son, who is a political target. And that should really tell you all you need to know about why I'm not gonna be hanging out with y'all for the holidays. So choke on your turkey. Bye.
So ever since I've showed my support to Donald Trump, the internet has called me a clown. I'm not educated. I'm not black. They wish Donald Trump would rape my daughters. They want me to go jump off a bridge. I mean, the amount of hateful things that people are leaving under my comments, it's so disgusting. You guys are so for love and peace and unity, but actually, you guys are the most hateful people. You guys are a bunch of snowflakes. You can't handle somebody just stating their opinion. You can support Kamala Harris on your page. That's fine. That's okay. I don't expect anybody or everybody to think like me. So it's wild to me.
Isn't it my body, my choice? But oh no, boys. It ain't like that at all. Because if you do not follow that completely extreme left liberal line of thought with these devotees of the THOTs, well, you're gonna be catching them strays and become collateral damage from these damaged goods out here on these streets.
The first question I'm asking everybody in my life from this moment forward, who did you vote for? If I get anything aside from Kamala, get the out of my face. I am done, honestly. It costs me $0 to cut people off. And in this economy, I'm taking all the free shit I can get.
I'm gonna go to Europe and I'm gonna find where I wanna live in the future. I'll come back to America for a second, get my life together, and then move. You think I'm joking? You think I'm joking? People immigrate from countries they feel unsafe in. They don't just immigrate for no reason. The illegal immigrants you're scared of are just people trying to get a better life. I'm gonna move and try to get a better life because this is crazy.
Honestly, for me, I don't care if you're conservative, liberal, or moderate, or whatever you wish yourself to be in ideology or philosophy that you follow. But I do have a big ass issue when these girls want you to fall in line, be aligned to their beliefs and values. And if not, they're gonna close up shop, close their legs, and kick you to the curb, treating you like dirt and telling you that your opinion doesn't matter and that your choices need to be dictated by the whims and emotions and desires of a woman that is undesirable and unchosen herself. Real selfish behavior from the mainly below average.
I was still entertaining a few moderates here and there sometimes. No, honey, no. Not even close. That's never goodbye.
So when you go on a date with a guy and he sounds moderately conservative, he say something that's outrageous about a woman that's not his mama, his daughter, or his sisters, you look at him and you just get up and you smile and you say bye and you walk away. We're no longer trying to argue, make you understand, going back and forth with you. My blood pressure rised up. I'm mad. You mad? No, baby, I'm not giving you this energy.
And women are going to the left, and increasingly they're saying that they refuse to date someone on the other side of the aisle. So more than half of women say that being a conservative is a red flag. More than half say listening to Joe Rogan is a red flag. And so I think we're kind of headed towards a demographical disaster if we can't bridge the divide, at least putting politics on the back burner for romance.
How did we get here? But this good spot. How dare you?
That I think if you voted for Donald Trump, you're ugly. I also not only won't care when all the bad stuff that's gonna happen happens to you, I actually want it to happen to you.
I can tell you one thing right now, marriage is the farthest thing from on the table currently. So they screwed the pooch on that one if they thought that any of this was gonna actually help with the whole family and kids department and lowering birth rates, because that, not even. You think I would ever even dare bring a child into this country now? It was rough before. Now? No. That's cute.
If the 4B movement is successful, then the only people that'll be having children are the conservatives. So that means the next generation will be entirely of conservative people that they say that they're fighting against. Yeah, that checks out.
I want you all to realize the insanity, the wickedness, the madness of this world, where if you do not fall in line with what this girl believes in, her social values, political arguments, and opinions, if you dare to come out and mention ones of your own, then be prepared and get ready to be disowned by the unchosen throwaways of this sinister sisterhood. If you're a moderate man out there, being able to see two sides of the equation, and you run into a vapid vampire like this, all she's doing is drain your precious energy, pushing you further to the other side, where I assure you that there is more than enough conservative, moderate, and apolitical women out there willing to take you in her open arms.
4B movement. I made my man screech like a eagle last night. We got freedom back.
Marriage and having children actually leads to overall satisfaction in your life. Lou in Alaska, she said the unhinged left. I hope every Republican woman gets pregnant with a baby she has to raise. All of my conservative female friends, OMG, me too. I love babies. I mean, also, don't threaten us with a good time that you are considering only having sex with the man that you are one day married to.
I mean, I, as a libertarian young woman, I'm often told, like, oh, it's a breath of fresh air because you're not going to be offended by everything that I say.
So are you kind of in the middle? Like, you're in a lonely island almost, aren't you?
Well, yeah. I mean, I think the out-group dissenters are sort of the most valuable commodities. I know a lot of young men who play up their woke positions in order to get women, and they say that it's been pretty effective, actually.
I want you all to imagine, polite savages, that there's more than enough women to go around. Not only do you got your access to the girls here in the domestic United States, where you can either get a conservative, a more moderate woman, an apolitical woman, a woman that doesn't even want to involve herself into politics. And yes, there are some cases of level-headed liberal women. I know they're out there because I've conversed with a few of them myself. Take a percentage of this little population, this 4B movement of these unchosen undesirables, screeching harpies, this overly extreme progressive left-leaning thought will eventually be to their own demise and destruction as they are headed to their own extinction. So if they can't shame you men, and all their empty little threats about wishing you the worst, well, what's the best next thing these girls can do? They're out here threatening to withdraw access to their sex.
I also have decided that for the next 4 years, I am going to abstain from schmex with men. And my bodily autonomy matters, and this is my way to exercise sovereignty over that. So I highly encourage any other women that are single to do the same. Delete your dating apps.
All right, 4B movement starting. You know what we're gonna do? We're not gonna dye our hair anymore. We're not gonna do makeup. We're not gonna use filters. We're not gonna go get the skin stuff. We're not gonna dress up and look nice. Why? So that they can come and act like they own us because we look like this? Absolutely not. No, y'all. Like, I'm sorry. You do not have control over my reproductive rights. You do not have control over my body. You do not have control over what I do with my body. Because when you try something, just watch what happens. This is being used without a filter. I usually do a filter, but you know what? I'm done using filters. Take it or...
I don't believe it. Can't make this up.
Ladies, I'm not saying this to be facetious, but I don't care if you're a rose girl, a wand girl, or a monster alien tentacle girl. Stock up now for your moments of weakness, because I promise you ain't no alive worth getting stuck with a man.
And you make it read a letter. Read the letter. Please. Please listen to a story or she's gonna kill me and you'll never see me again.
Baby, if you wanted to touch my body, you should have voted for it.
This goes out to all the women who are now participating in the 4B movement. Congratulations, you finally figured out what abstinence is. You also figured out that it's kind of important that you want to have a good relationship with the person that you're having sex with, because when you're doing the act of procreation, there's a slight possibility that you might actually procreate a child. You also proved, though, that you are in fact using this as a form of birth control and not in the 0.01% of the two things that I cannot mention on TikTok. But I gotta say, pardon my French, but how dare you that you sit in America in all your privilege and shave your head and post some of the most horrendous, awful, evil, and just disgusting things that I have ever read and seen on the internet directed towards other women who simply just voted different than you. Then call for the eradication of an entire color of men, also just because they voted different to you. You sit there and you fearmonger so bad to women in America while there are women overseas where it is illegal for their voices to even be heard.
This election cycle has been going real crazy, with people losing their absolute minds, acting like maniacs and straight up clowns. But all the real kings out here, you gotta keep a level head, keep that crown where it's at, because these girls are acting straight up whack and dumb and just plain old stupid. Where, let's face it, fellas, let's put some logic into this trap. These girls are gonna prevent any man from getting inside their snatch. These aren't exactly the best kind of ladies, definitely not no third-round draft picks. These unpleasant pixies are going to erase themselves out of the gene pool when they are not procreating, with what is showing them that many men today are either moderates or conservatives, or think this extreme, progressive, super left-leaning liberalism is getting way out of hand, with these ladies not looking exactly like Salma Hayek or Lupita Nyong'o, but more so, they are out here looking like Lady Shrek.
Progressing women's rights and still fighting for our bodily autonomy, to do the same. Delete your dating apps, because we can come together in community, and if you need somebody to cuddle or hold your hand or give you a kiss, I bet you one of your girlfriends would do it, okay? And you don't even have to really be gay, okay?
God damn it! You can't make this up! You think being a... Oh, this is our women are... Oh my God.
But polite savages, do not deal with these domestic terrorista hoes. Why put yourself through the torture of dealing with the dysfunction of the modern woman in the Western world in this horrid, whole slut culture? These unchosen dopes, all they gotta do is shut up and close them legs. and do the thing that we've been telling them to do, where the end result will be less abortions, less societal dysfunction, and more happy and healthy families, ladies, and productive men.
And I do also find it hard to believe that these women are going to remain celibate or abstinent for any sort of lengthy period of time, given their disposition and their political ideology. I have a feeling they are going to go on to build significant romantic relationships with men once this dies down, once the anger leaves them a little bit, and they get a dose of reality, that we're not in fact living in the Handmaid's Tale, that you're living in a pretty normal world, just a normal world with a Trump administration.
That's all I got for you, you polite savages. Like and subscribe, hit us up on all social media networks.
We found true happiness